Singer 319W. This is a really good machine. It's kind of the best of both worlds. It has a lot of the 201 quality, you know, at least to my mind when I use this machine. That's what it feels like when I'm sewing on it. Then it has the addition of zigzag and built-in stitches. So this machine has 5 built-in stitches, and you can even use fashion discs. So you just put another disc on here, you're ready to go with even more decorative stitches. The stitches that come on here, you can use these one at a time, or they can be used 2 at a time, and you come up with an even different stitch. So there are a myriad of decorative stitches that can be realized with this machine. This stitch and this stitch, which is B and E, I'm going to show those when you sew them all together. So you can see by using 2 levers at the same time, you can come up with the third completely different stitch. And these are listed in the manual, and I've got an electronic version
in the description.
These machines, I've seen them in black, and then when I found this one, I just really like this mint green color. It's also kind of two-tone. The covers are a little bit darker. Yeah, I like that a lot. To my eye, this is a really nice looking machine. The zigzag adjustment is here. I'll kind of go into a little bit more on that. This marking here is 0 to 5. That is an indication of the width of the bight. And they call this the bight lever. That's another way of saying the width of the zigzag. So this is a straight stitch, and that would be the widest setting. Now there's a couple of adjustments on here. This one sets the upper limit. So for instance, if we wanted to set the upper limit here at about 3.5, you set it at 3.5, and then you tighten this down. Now if it's already tightened, you'll need to loosen it, and that'll release it. It's spring loaded, and tighten it in the position that you wish. Now you can go back to a straight stitch, and then you can quickly go back to that same area. So 0 and up, and it stops where you set it. Now for doing something like a buttonhole or any sort of a repeated lower stitch that you may want, you do this much in the same way. You can set this at say 1, you release it, and then you tighten it. Now you'll notice that it'll go up where we'd set it before at the 3.5, and then it comes back down to that position where we set this now. So now you can quickly go between those two. In addition, this is spring loaded, so you can push past it and go to 0 and move back up. There's a detent, that's the lower limit, and this is the upper limit. If you are done with that, you release this. It'll go on up to 5 now. This one's still here, so if we release that, now there's no detent. You can also notice that this will move when we set it now that it's released. So if we set it at 3, go back to 0, detent, you'll notice this is not moving now. And there it is where we set it. I'll start off with the just the standard zigzag. Okay, I've got this dialed down fairly finely there. Let me lengthen this a little. Makes a nice zigzag stitch, and you can get it down and make a nice satin stitch also. Looks good on both sides. This is the 3-step zigzag. We can change how the three-step zigzag looks a lot just by shortening the stitch. And then the same stitch, narrowing the bite. These three are the same pattern, and you can change them quite a bit by number one changing the length, and then number two changing the width. Now I'm going to show you what's listed on here as E. Of course the machine will do straight stitch. Just set this on 0, and regardless of what these are set on, it'll do a straight stitch. I'm going to lengthen the stitch length a little bit. I'm going to sew one piece of leather.
Thanks a lot for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel.